This book follows on from books like the Way of Blessing Trilogy and the Mantles of God, and it emphasizes the core truth that was taught in the Way of Blessing, that God has placed within us spiritual forces and power that can be released outwards into this world and into our lives to make things happen for us. So we look at the subject in a bit more detail, and we see that God made us in His image. He made us to be God-like. And God put a tremendous power into the human spirit, which is still native to the spirit of all human beings, including even unbelievers. God has given man an authority in the earth. And then through the rebirth and salvation, we are given a new spirit, and that adds to that power and takes us to a newer level. And then finally we receive the infusing of the power of God through the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and that takes us to a whole new level. We have in us now as believers a mighty power which is equivalent to actually what Jesus had in Him when He walked this earth, apart from the fact that He had unlimited power, being God in the flesh. We look at the importance of other people, because if other people, other believers especially, have that same power, imagine what could happen if we could combine those powers together. We would greatly enhance them. By the same token, however, Satan also uses the power that is in man, and he can cause one person to release that power in a negative way against somebody else. And this is the source of what we call curses. Now, you will learn in this book how to release that power that is deep within you, that power of God. And to do this, you need to understand how mantles work. Because a mantle itself doesn't carry power, but it is simply a framework through which the power is released. The power is always there in your spirit. The mantle focuses that power and gets it to work in a specific direction. We will look at how you can tap that inner power for healing, particularly for yourself. We'll look at the importance of having spiritual relationships with other believers and how powerful an effect that can have on us as we combine our powers together. We will look at some patterns that control us and that we need to be aware of. And then, in coming to a conclusion on the power, we also look at tools to release the power. And one of those, a very powerful tool, is using music and song. And so the entire book is about identifying and tapping into the power that God has put in you and learning how to release it. It is only the first book, again, in a new series, and there will be more books to follow, and we'll tell you about those in due course.